Yeah, afternoon, everyone. I'm Peter Jones. I'm based in the UK. I'm just very quickly going to run through some ideas that I feel might be interesting to the DLT hub in Canary Wharf. It's going to be quite quick because there's quite a few of them. So what we have here, the first one is business models. I mentioned this to James at last Friday. It might be interesting for investors to know which business models startups are actually using, because if you get the business model wrong, it can be quite significant, quite serious, and a strategic error. So pivoting might be needed. So that's one idea. Another idea is community management. DLT, I know, are interested in community management because I've had discussions of that sort with Mehmet and Oscar. With How to DAO, it's another thing that interests Mehmet and Oscar. I'm very interested in DAOs. I'm involved in quite a few. Bankless is one of them. Asked ChatGPT if community management in general was a good idea, and ChatGPT more or less said yes. You know, it actually, you get better results if you've got an engaged community. So ideas register. If you've got a launched product or you've got a long-running project, people come up with ideas all the time, but from the point of view of consistency and staying on target, on the roadmap, you don't want to chop and change all the time. But an ideas register would be something that allows people to make a contribution, which then gets looked at project review at the end of that particular cycle. Now, when we're talking about onboarding into DAOs, interest matching it's an interesting area because people come on board into a group, an organisation. They have particular interests. The organisation is doing particular things. How can those two different things be matched in an effective way? I've seen a lot of DAOs where there are attempts at matching, but it's typically it's quite they're done in very diverse ways, and I think there's a lot to be said for looking at that in more detail. Moving on, investment analysis. You'll see that down there, Nahid Ahmed is one of the people mentioned. He 100% has the ability to look at a startup. I was with him on last Friday, and he was doing that with someone who was actually at Friday. IP analysis. The guy called Marshall, that I think Oscar and Mems both know, has an IP database. He's got 5,000 people registered on it, and again, it's something that startups can do, and it's perhaps a service that DLT and FryDAO can offer. So marketplaces, I think one of the things here is we talked about NFTs, but what you want is a marketplace where an NFT is being offered by people that you actually know. So a discrete marketplace in a specific location is actually, it's a good idea. I'm going to move that out of the way. Two more to go and not long to go on the video. Product catalog, very important. If a project has launched and it's become a product, then it's a good idea to have that visible on the web somewhere. That helps people both externally to a startup and internally if you're trying to onboard new people. Projects, very similarly, this is you can see the project gallery here. Actually allows people to sort and filter and find projects that they're interested in, want to contribute to, possibly might want to trade with. And the last point, this is what James is already doing. You notice I talk about S Foundation, the tech training side. So that's already happening at DLT. But it is, of course, if you've got a product catalog, a project, in this case, a project gallery or a product catalog, you want to mention it. Thank you very much. What's that going on?